Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. Thank you so much for joining me today. So in this video, I'm going to be working on a Project Life spread from 2021. This is actually week 4 and 5. So I didn't have enough photos from week 4 and week 5 to do two different, or to do an entire spread per week. So what I decided to do was to combine them. And it just so happened that the weekend that, like, the end of week 4 and the beginning of week 5, we went to Moab. And so I felt like I could combine the weeks because that trip kind of helped bring the week together, because we left on a Saturday and got home on a Tuesday. So it just was really awesome that it worked out that way, since I didn't have very many photos on either week. I just have not been taking a lot of photos lately. And, I don't know how to feel about that. In fact, last week, which is, what was it, week 9, I think, I took 0 photos. And when I realized this, I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. So I need to figure out what's going on. And I do have a lot of thoughts because I just participated in Day of the Life yesterday. So I have a lot of thoughts about what's going on and the reasons why I'm not pulling out my camera. But that will be, let's do that in a different video. But suffice to say, I have been taking a lot less photos these days. So, for me, if I end up combining weeks, that is, 100% fine with me. It's not that big of a deal. I just want to be able to get my stories told. So maybe for you, that's one of the reasons why you end up doing it monthly. So you don't have to worry about it week to week. I do like the week to week approach. I like the structure that I get with the week. So that is why I continue to do it that way. Anyway, so I wanted to start off this video by giving you a disclaimer, because I actually filmed this live, meaning I was working on the spread and I was talking to the camera the entire time. And when I came and that was my intent, I thought, I'm going to just put it up there. This is me working live. And then when I came back to edit it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is really boring. Like, everyone's going to be really bored. And I was giving a lot of information as I was going, but still I was like, if I'm bored, aren't they going to be bored? And maybe I was bored because it's my own stuff, but I decided that I was going to speed it up. So I apologize for all the hand motions. I like to talk with my hands a lot. So if it feels a little, I don't know, discombobulated, that's probably why. It's probably because I'm talking through it instead of just working and letting the camera roll like I normally do. So I've really been wanting to work towards doing some lives with you guys. I've had some people ask me about that. It is a goal of mine. I know YouTube favors those people and the algorithm is better for those channels that have lives. So I've wanted to do some lives. I haven't really known exactly how to do it. I have been researching that, and also, having that courage to just jump out there and do a live, because I've only ever watched a couple of lives. I probably should watch more lives, like watch Heba or watch Crystal. They do a lot of lives, and just see how it works for them and how the comments are coming in and how they're able to work. But part of what I'm worried about is when I start working and I get involved in doing a project, like, my mind goes to that project and then I kind of forget about the question, or my answers trail off as I'm speaking. So those are things that are stopping me, and I just need to stop that, that self-talk, and have the courage and just jump in and do it. So if you guys are interested in me doing some lives, please let me know. I would love to learn more about it, and I would be interested in doing it if this is something that my community would be interested in me doing. I know some people will probably like it. Some people will probably not. But then again, it's obviously something that you can participate in or you don't need to participate in. So anyway, just something I've been playing with that maybe I will roll out in 2021, or you know what, maybe I won't roll it out till 2022, but it's on my mind and something that I have been thinking about. All right, you guys, so I am 5 minutes into this video and I have yet to actually talk about what I am doing, what products I'm using. So let's go to actually what I'm doing on screen. So the kit that I'm using this week, and I've decided that I really love using kits. I really love using kits. I'm almost like paralyzed when I don't have a kit to pull from. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I do love the kits. So the kit that I'm using is from Ali Edwards. This is her Connect Story kit. I love this kit. I love the sentiment Connect. Connect was almost the word that I chose for 2021, but I went with mindful. I don't know if I've actually shared that anywhere or just in my journal, but my word for the year is mindful. And I thought about doing Connect. So first of all, I just love the premise of connect and what that means in my life. And then the colors for this kit are right up my alley. These are some of my most favorite colors. So I just fell in love. I love the circles. I loved everything about this kit. So if you guys have the opportunity to get this kit, I know that it is, by the time this video goes live, you know, you've probably, I don't even know if it's still available right now, but you can get it digitally, which means you could print it out, which I think for this kit is totally worth it. So anyways, you just saw how I cut up that 4x6 card. And if you were paying attention as I was talking, I showed you the kit comes with some larger circles. And I thought that the circles were a little too big for all the 3x4 photos that I was using. So I decided to grab the 4x6 card that had the circles and I just punched them out. You saw that I was showing you that I either had a punch or I had die cuts. So I also wanted to share with you guys that if I could start all over, I would just buy die cuts. And the reason is because punches take up so much space. And since I have moved so much, I will say that just having a whole bunch of circles that are flat that I would be able to use in my die machine, that is the way to go. So if you have not invested in punches yet, I would invest in a circle nesting die and I would invest in a die cut machine because I think they are so useful in this industry and totally worth getting. So that is my 2 cents about punches and dies. You saw that I ended up using the punch just because, you know, then I didn't actually have to get out my die machine, but I would have, obviously, and it would have been just as easy. But anyway, so now you saw that I took all those circles that I punched out, and each of them say memory 1, memory 2, memory 3. So I was just putting them onto, I guess, all the photos that I wanted to tell a story with. And I was basically, I want to tell a story with every photo, but I didn't want to put a circle on every photo. So I just randomly chose the photos that I thought, you know, the stories I really wanted to highlight from this week. So as a side note, since, you know, I've got these photos in front of me, so I didn't explain this, but I did tell you that I went to Moab over the weekend and I just had a lot of photos and there just wasn't enough space for the regular 9x12 spread. So I'm doing an insert and my insert is going to be a 6x8. So it's basically a half of the Becky Higgins Design A page protector. And I actually couldn't at the time. I didn't know where my page protectors were, but I did end up finding them later. Actually, I only found them like a week ago, and this spread has been done for, it's been done for far too long. But this is going to be my insert. This is the front of the insert, and then I've got the back of the insert. I hope I show you guys what the back looks like. If not, check out Instagram, because there will definitely be some photos kind of showing you what the back looks like. It's just basically more photos from Moab. Moab is so beautiful. I really love Southern Utah. So yeah, I was super happy to be able to highlight Moab this week. So I'm just kind of playing around with the insert, and I've got this one circle that I never put down. So it says memory 3 on there. And so I really wanted it to be either, I was thinking that I would put it on the insert, but I didn't want to put anything on these photos. I just wanted the photos to be, without a bunch of stuff on it. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And I will explain to you what I'm doing right now, why I keep going back and forth, because there are so many, I didn't realize at the time, but there was a lot of circles in this spread. So I've got the circle with the Volkswagen, symbol. And then I had the circle with the Enneagram symbol. And then I've got the circles with the actual circles, the memory circles, and then the heart circles. So there just was like all these circles. And so I was trying to even them out so all the circles weren't all together. And I was trying to find a place for this memory 3, because of course I didn't want the memory 3 to be on the second page, because 4, 5, and 6, or however many circles I added, those were over there. You know what I mean? So I was trying to find a place for it either on the front page or on the insert. So that's kind of why I kept going back and forth in trying to figure out and trying to decide what I wanted to do. So at this point, I think I'm going to start doing my journaling. Yes. So I'm going to start doing my journaling. So I'm moving those photos aside. And you also saw that I went through the chipboard and kind of put the chipboard and kind of moved those around as well. Really love this die with all of the hearts. And then I'm just going to start my journaling. And my journaling process, I'm going to cut it out so you don't have to end up watching all of it. But I'm like trying to decide, do I end up doing, yes, at the bottom of this, I end up putting the dates for both of the dates, the beginning of Moab and the end of Moab. So I will definitely have the dates on that top left card, the one that has all the hearts on there. I will definitely put the dates for the 2 weeks. So it will span a 2-week period. But I just wanted to have the dates so I knew exactly when we were in Moab. And of course, you guys know me. I have a really hard time with just a blank white card with my journaling. And I really have no idea, because I see people do this all the time and I think it looks so great. But for me, I feel like my journaling is just kind of floating there. And so I always end up doing a border around it, and it makes me feel so much better. So anyway, it's just ends up being one of those things that I end up doing. All right, so now I'm starting to put on the chipboard and, securing all of that down. And then I think what I'll end up doing is putting the photos together. Maybe not. I think maybe I'm still kind of playing with some of the chipboard and trying to decide like where I want it to go. So that photo of my husband and I is going to be on the back side of the insert. Anyway, you guys, I just cannot say enough about how much I love these colors. And I thought they worked really well with the photos in Moab, because there's a lot of like orangey kind of corally colors. And so I thought it just went so perfectly. Like I could not have matched it better. I feel like, it's not a perfect match, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to continue on with the journaling. So this card actually says feeling connected to, and then the bottom part says feeling disconnected to. So I hesitated a minute to kind of figure out what things I wanted to really highlight, because I feel like I'm connecting and disconnecting from several things. But the one thing I wanted to write about, because I included a photo of the Enneagram. If any of you guys know anything about the Enneagram, a lot of people think it's just a personality test, but I've been studying it with my friends and we've been connecting and having conversation via Marco Polo. And it is way, way more than a personality test and has really been so beneficial to me in understanding who I am and my motivations and what is really going to help me move forward. And I feel like I've had a lot of growth just in the last couple of months. So I'm a big fan of the Enneagram now. Before, I thought it was just going to be this fun personality test, but now I'm diving into podcasts and all kinds of stuff. So that was one of the things that I highlighted for what I was feeling connected to. And I partly did that because it is something that I am connected to, and I'm super grateful that I have that Marco Polo and am able to connect to my friends. But I also wanted to give some context to the photo that I included about the Enneagram. All right, so now I'm working on the title card, and I actually really love having the 3x4 title card. It's just been a fun change to, always having been doing it with a 4x6. So I've really been enjoying that. And that was a card that it was actually a 4x6 card that I just cut up and just used half of it. So and then I just used one of the, one of the word phrase stickers there that says our story to kind of put on the vellum. Now, one thing I will say about the vellum, I should have used Stays On ink. I just used the regular VersaFine black, Onyx black ink, and it looks great for a couple of days. And then I remember I went back and I looked at it and I realized that it kind of seeped in, I guess, into the fibers a little bit. Like, it was kind of weird. So it looks weird. Like, I feel like I need to restamp it with Stays On, which I totally can. But if you're using anything that's a little bit glossy in any way, I would totally encourage you to use Stays On. And Stays On does come in several colors, so you can definitely look for that. All right, so the last thing that I want to do, I guess I still have that circle to journal. I think I might do that off camera though, I'm not sure. But the last thing I wanted to do is just add some word stickers. So when you're looking at it, you know exactly where we were at, that we were in Moab. And also that love connecting you heart, that's just going to sit in the page protector, and kind of be transparent. So I just wanted you to realize that. So anyway, you guys, I am done with this spread. So I guess, the last thing that I'm going to do, or the last thing that I'm going to show you, is putting together these 3x4 cards. And that one I decided not to do because I really liked the card on the back side. And so I'm going to shift it over a little bit so that I will be able to use it for the next week's layout, which will be the week of Valentine's Day. So anyway, just putting those 3x4 cards together so it's a lot easier to slip into the pockets. So anyway, you guys, that is it for week 4 and 5. If you have any questions, please just let me know in the comments section. And thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really do appreciate it, especially with all of my ups and downs with this channel. So thank you so much, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.